killed by her estranged husband after she jumped on a TikTok trend.
Well, hello. How are you? Um, Welcome back. Welcome back for another one. For just a little bit of update. Hopefully, you're having a great night or afternoon wherever you are. I am Tank, and I'm being unapologetic as no hair. And welcome back to another topic. Listen, I'm not sure if you all heard about this story. I want to just touch base on this. This is such a tragic story. If you have not heard about this story, I'm going to run over the story quick. It was a trend going on, a trend that was going on over on TikTok. And the young folks, they love trends, right? And it was a trend going on. And while the trend was going on, this lady right here, her name is Sarah Gilson. And while Sarah Gilson did that trend, do you know? I think the same night or night before, her husband came on live for her. So I'm gonna read through this right quick. I'm gonna take you down through the videos. On July 23rd, 2026, 43-year-old TikTok influencer Sarah Gilson, known as Sarah Duffy, was unalived by her estranged husband Jeremiah Sean Duffy in an apparent suicide in Oklahoma. The incident, police responded to a domestic violence call on July 23rd after a 911 dispatcher heard a woman screaming, followed by a gunfire. Moments later, Gilson's son called from a neighbor's house reporting that his stepfather had pew-pewed his mother. Both of Gilson and her son were found unalived from the wounds. So let's take you down to it. The sad thing about this is that you have to be careful about what's going on. But let me take you down through here and tell exactly what happened. And let's get the full story on this. And now, for one, let me show you the trend right quick that was going on. Maybe let's go through this this little news story. Then we'll go back through. Let's go.
Now to a shocking case out of Oklahoma where a mother was allegedly killed by her estranged husband after she jumped on a TikTok trend. Sarah Gilson there accusing her husband of being a pedophile to more than 30,000 followers. The post is part of a social media trend that mimics Netflix.
So that was actually the trend that was going on. So these people are doing not that wasn't the Pacific trend. Let me point that out. There wasn't the Pacific trend of like exposing what it was just like they were doing like a trend of like if they were to do a Netflix documentary, everybody's coming out sitting in this chair. And that night, that's what she did. Now, mind you, none of us knew what was really going on. But I found this lady that could really break it down for us a little bit. And let's go through here and check out what she had to say because she really broke it down for us. Let's go.
This story out of Oklahoma is absolutely wild. And you cannot tell me that it is not the making of a future Netflix documentary or Dateline episode. Buckle up and let's talk about this very wild story out of Oklahoma. My OG followers already know if you see me looking down, I'm looking at my notes. If you're not following the Black Zest Society, please make sure to do so. This is a space in which pop culture, money, and real life meet. The woman behind me name was Sarah Gilson, and she was a 43-year-old mother of two. Sarah decided to participate in a trend that's currently going on the Clock app where people act like they're sitting down for a Netflix documentary based off of something that's going on in their life. Now, this is Sarah, and this is, you see the caption above right there. And basically, she decided to participate in this trend from an experience that she was going through with her husband, who was being accused of having a very inappropriate relationship with an underage child. Now, this is the husband, Sean Jeremiah Duffy. And after Sarah posted that video, Sean broke into her house on July 23rd and unalived Sarah as well as himself while her children were in the home. As I was looking into this case, and I don't know if the violence and the threats started after Sean got caught with the child, but either way, these two were duking it out in court. Sean had threatened to unalive Sarah as well as himself before. And what is the lesson that we can learn?
He was a narcissistic, weak, little bit of a man to do that to that woman. She did not deserve that. And I know my thing is this, but Let me tell you something. I've always said this is for real, for real. Like for a woman, you have to be careful when you're get thinking about exposing a man or embarrassing a man. That is one of the most dangerous moments you really can be in. You need to be on safeguard, and you need to have Smith, Weston, and Ruger on your side.
We can learn from this. The lesson that we can learn from this, and what I will say time and time again, especially to my women, is when people show you who they are, believe them. You can't play around with a wild animal. And I'm not placing blame at Sarah's feet for this, because I'm pretty sure that, and like most women in her situation, think that this man is never capable of that level of violence. But trust me, they are. And when someone is that unhinged, they are liable to do anything. You can't be playing around with them. You can't be joking. You have to take the threat literally. But I know that the people at Netflix are probably aware of this story, and they probably already got writers and producers working on it. Because my theory is, whenever they say it was a small town, this couple unfortunately fits the model of what people in those type of documentaries and Dateline episodes look like. So I am pretty sure that we will be seeing their story play out in a future documentary on Netflix or Dateline. I'm calling it now. Down in the comments and let me know, have you heard about this story, and what.
That's kind of crazy, I feel like, she was a mother, she was beautiful. She didn't deserve this. I think that the trend of really, sometimes you don't, when you know a person, sometimes that trend isn't good, because when it comes to a man and their embarrassment, I mean, he would really do something to you because it's different. Me being a man, I can just only tell you from my experience, it's dangerous, because especially what he was doing, yes, he need to be exposed or whatever, but in that light of it, you just never know. You know what I'm saying? You really gotta, you know what I'm saying, just be really, really careful. And this is the trend, like this is the whole 15-second trend that she actually posted, and then that night, same night where after this, she. Wow, wow, and that was it. And you can see on the screen she says preparing for when Netflix drops a documentary about my soon-to-be ex-husband, found out to be a e-file. That is horrible. All right, last one.
An Oklahoma influencer who recently went viral after accusing her estranged husband of being a pedophile has been shot dead in what police are calling a murder-suicide. Sarah Duffy, a hairstylist, TikTok creator, and mother, was killed on the night of July 23 inside her home in Owasso, Oklahoma. According to the Owasso Police Department, investigators say her estranged husband, Jeremiah Sean Duffy, shot Sarah before turning the gun on himself. The horrifying incident unfolded after one of the couple's sons, who witnessed the shooting, ran to a neighbor's house asking for help. Police say neighbor immediately called 911, and officers arrived at the home at around 11:15 p.m., where they found both Sarah and Sean dead.
Now, the sad part about this is that she posted that, and then that's what he did the same night. That is wild. Please, please, please be careful. If you know for a fact, a person probably has anger issues or they snapped out, believe them. You know what I'm saying? I've heard my mom used to tell me all the time. She'd say, son, you can be crazy, but it's always somebody crazier than you. So, know when to hold them and know when to fold them, and know when, just not to do some things, because, when it comes to men trying to protect something like that, they are going to go to the ends of the world to make sure that they're not embarrassed. Sad, sad. And he was a punk. You know what I'm saying? I'm sorry, not that's trying to do it, Jesus. I'm trying to say, but he was a bitch. I mean, but he's wrong. Rest in peace to Sarah. I think this is a tragedy. And she was trying the TikTok trend over there, the Netflix documentary trend, and This is what happened to her, and it's been not too long ago. So, you want to come share if you didn't know? Yeah, she was a beautiful girl. All right. Yeah, man. Just please be careful. Like, yeah, hey, at least try to make sure you know who they are. Mostly something. All righty. Peace out. A time now.